Hi there, it's Mr. Clark. Welcome to lesson 12.3.2 on octatonic operators. So when we were looking at triadic operators, we only really named operators that went from major to minor, or vice versa, minor to major. We didn't deal with major, major, we didn't give that a specific name. We didn't really deal with minor, minor, we didn't give that a specific name. So similarly, we're going to do the same thing here, where we're transforming dominant sevenths into half-diminished sevenths and vice versa. We're going to split our operators like we did for triads into two different groups. So this first group is known as octatonic operators. You might think, that looks similar to hexatonic, but maybe there are 8 tones now, and you would be right. We'll get into that later. For now, you just got to learn the operators, same way you just had to learn how to read notes or what major key signatures were. Just got to learn the operators. These are your basic building blocks of tools. So, most of them are going to be sliding 2 voices by half step each, and they're defined by the size of the interval of the remaining 2 voices that remain steady. It's a little confusing, so let's just unpack it with examples. So here we have our S2 operator. So let's see. We have a C7 chord, and we're going to keep the outer voices and slide those 2 middle voices down a half step each. So E goes down to E flat, G goes down to G flat. So we want to think of the 2 voices that remain steady. Well, that's C and B flat. What is the size of the interval and half steps between them? Well, that's quite a lot. That's 10. So why is it 2? Why is it an S2 operator? Well, it is 10, but if you think about it the other way, invert the interval, that's 2 half steps, and that's closers, and that's a smaller number, so that's the one that we use. So the 2 voices that remain steady are a major second apart, 2 half steps, so that's why it's S2. So our next is S4 operator. So what interval is 4 half steps apart? Well, if you start on C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, that's a major third. C to E is a major third. Where's a major third here? Well, it's right there. That's the only one. So we're going to hold those 2 steady and then move the other 2 voices down by half step to get to a half diminished 7. Or if you're going backwards, half diminished 7 up to dominant 7. Here, the root stayed the same. Here, the root moves by a tritone. Exciting. And finally, of this type, we have the S5 operator. What is 5 half steps apart? Well, it's a half step bigger than a major third, so that would be a perfect 4th. I don't see any perfect 4ths here, but if you invert perfect 4th, like C to F, F to C, that would be a perfect 5th. And we do, in fact, have a perfect 5th. So we'll hold those 2 voices steady and move the other 2. So now we have roots a minor third apart. Exciting. And then the last operator we're going to look at here is the octatonic pole, or O. Exciting. Like with the hexatonic pole, if you don't understand why it's exciting to call something an octatonic pole, I don't know how to help you. So like the hexatonic pole, no common tones. Also like the hexatonic pole, one voice moves in one direction while the other 3 move in the other direction. So here, the C moves up to C sharp, and then your upper 3 voices all move down. So all together, that's a pretty neat sound. So that's what's going on here. And then we just have a table. All of the S2 operators share, oh, I lost the header. Voice leading distance of 2, voice leading distance of 4 for the octatonic pole. These only affect 2 voices and keep 2 common tones. This moves all of the voices, and all of them alter the mode from half diminished to dominant, or vice versa. So the names generally make sense, but spend some time, practice using these operators to figure out, just get a sense for them and get more comfortable with them. All right, see you next time.